Welcome, dear decor lovers, to an enchanting journey inside a small red English country cottage brimming with shabby chic touches and timeless vintage charm. If you adore cozy spaces that tell a story, this video is your perfect escape. Every corner of this cottage whispers romance, nostalgia, and effortless elegance. Don't forget to hit subscribe and ring the bell so you never miss our weekly decor inspirations. Like this video if it sparks joy, and let us know in the comments, what's your favorite vintage decor piece? Now, let's step inside this fairy tale home. The first thing that captures your heart is the cottage's charming red exterior, a classic English countryside staple. The warm, earthy hue contrasts beautifully with lush greenery, creating a postcard-perfect scene. White framed windows and a weathered wooden door add rustic appeal. This cottage doesn't just sit on the land, it belongs to it. The red paint, slightly faded by time, enhances its storybook charm, making it feel like a living piece of history. Could there be a more inviting entrance to a home filled with love and creativity? Step into the front garden, where wildflowers, climbing roses, and lavender bloom in cheerful disarray. A cobblestone path leads you to the door, flanked by antique terracotta pots and a vintage wrought iron bench. This isn't a manicured garden, it's a living one, where bees hum and petals fall where they may. The mix of textures and colors creates a sense of effortless beauty, proving that perfection lies in imperfection. Imagine sipping tea here on a summer morning, surrounded by nature's artistry. Pure magic. As you open the door, the entryway welcomes you with peeling paint, a distressed console table, and a delicate chandelier. A vintage mirror reflects soft light, while a woven basket holds freshly picked flowers. The floor, worn by years of footsteps, adds to the cottage's soulful character. This space sets the tone, every detail is intentional yet unpretentious. It's not just a hallway, it's a prelude to the warmth inside. Could there be a more heartfelt invitation into a home? The living room is a masterclass in shabby chic elegance, slip-covered sofas in creamy linen, a coffee table stacked with old books, and a fireplace framed by reclaimed wood. Frayed edges and faded fabrics tell stories of laughter and lazy afternoons. A vintage rocking chair sits by the window, draped with a crochet blanket. The room feels collected, not decorated, as if each piece found its way here over time. This is where slow living thrives. Wouldn't you love to curl up here with a cup of Earl Grey? Floral patterns dance across cushions, curtains, and wallpaper, blending soft pinks, blues, and creams. These delicate prints bring the garden indoors, creating a seamless flow between nature and home. A faded floral armchair sits beside a lace-draped side table, while porcelain vases hold dried hydrangeas. The patterns may clash, but that's the beauty. Shabby Chic thrives on curated chaos. It's a reminder that life, like decor, doesn't need to match perfectly to be beautiful. No two pieces here match, and that's the point. A French provincial cabinet stands beside a rustic farmhouse table, while a gilded mirror leans against exposed brick. Each piece has history, scratches, stains, and all. This eclectic mix creates warmth and personality, proving that a home should feel lived in. The cottage doesn't follow trends, it follows heart. Could a showroom news sofa ever carry the same charm as a well-loved vintage find? The kitchen is a rustic dream. Open wooden shelves display chipped china, a farmhouse sink sits beneath a lace curtain window, and a vintage stove takes center stage. Herbs dry from the ceiling, and a well-worn butcher block shows years of meals prepared with love. The space is small but mighty, where every utensil has a purpose and a story. It's a kitchen that invites you to bake, simmer, and savor. Who needs sleek modern cabinets when you can have this much character? Tucked in a corner, the dining nook features a scrubbed pine table surrounded by mismatched chairs, some painted, some bare wood. A crystal chandelier adds a touch of romance, while a stack of vintage plates waits for the next gathering. Sunlight filters through sheer curtains, casting a golden glow. This isn't just a place to eat, it's where stories are shared, where tea lingers, and where time slows down. Could any formal dining room compete with this cozy charm? The bedroom is a sanctuary of softness, a wrought iron bed piled with quilts, a vanity draped in lace, and walls painted in whisper-soft blush. Vintage perfume bottles catch the light, and a well-loved teddy bear sits on a chair. It's a room that feels like a hug, where every detail whispers rest. The shabby chic aesthetic shines here, proving that elegance doesn't require extravagance. Imagine waking up here, sunlight filtering through linen curtains. Isn't this the definition of peaceful living? At the cottage, lighting adds a fairytale glow: chandeliers with missing crystals, porcelain lamps with floral shades, and candle sconces with dripping wax. Each fixture feels like an heirloom, casting warm, uneven light that flatters every corner. In the evenings, the cottage twinkles like a firefly, creating an ambience no modern LED can replicate. Lighting isn't just functional here, it's emotional. Could anything set the mood better than the soft flicker of a vintage bulb? The tiny bathroom is a jewel box of vintage charm: a clawfoot tub, a pedestal sink with rusty faucets, and walls lined with botanical prints. A frayed rug softens weathered floorboards, and a mirrored cabinet reflects candlelight. It's far from sterile, it's a space that celebrates slow rituals. Bath salts in glass jars, a stack of linen towels, and a single rose in a bud vase, every detail invites you to linger. Who says bathrooms can't be as stylish as they are functional? Open shelves and glass cabinets showcase cherished collections: porcelain teacups, antique books, and tiny trinkets gathered over time. Nothing is too precious to use. A crackled pitcher holds wildflowers, and a silver tray serves daily tea. These displays aren't for show, they're a celebration of life's little joys. The cottage teaches us that collections should be lived with, not hidden away. What do you love to collect? China, books, or something unexpected? textile here has a past: a quilt stitched by hand, a curtain repurposed from a wedding gown, a tablecloth embroidered with initials. Frayed edges and faded colors only add to their charm. These fabrics soften the cottage, making it feel warm and welcoming. They're proof that the best decor carries memories. Would you believe a simple linen napkin could hold so much magic? Walls are adorned with a mix of vintage paintings, botanical sketches, and framed handwritten letters. A child's watercolor hangs beside an antique oil portrait, creating a gallery of heart. Nothing is too precious or too plain, each piece sparks joy. The art isn't chosen to impress, it's chosen to speak. This cottage reminds us that walls should tell our story. What's on your walls? Family photos, thrifted finds, or your own creations? Behind the cottage lies a hidden garden, a tangle of roses, a weathered bench under a willow tree, and a tiny pond with floating petals. It's wild, untamed, and utterly enchanting. A vintage bicycle leans against a shed, its basket overflowing with blooms. This garden isn't designed, it's dreamed. It's a place where time stands still, where you can lose yourself in nature's beauty. Could there be a more perfect retreat? floorboards to beams, weathered wood is the cottage's backbone. Each scratch and knot tells a story, adding depth and warmth. A salvaged barn door serves as a headboard, and an old ladder holds quilts. This wood isn't polished to perfection, it's loved because of its flaws. It's a reminder that beauty deepens with age. Wouldn't you choose character over flawlessness every time? Crochet doilies, hand-painted signs, and a quilt draped over a chair, this cottage celebrates the handmade. Imperfect stitches and wobbly brushstrokes only add to the charm. These pieces aren't just decor, they're love made visible. In a world of mass production, the cottage reminds us of the beauty in creating. What's the last handmade item you brought into your home? Tucked under the eaves, a reading nook beckons, a wingback chair with a faded velvet cover, a stack of leather-bound books, and a teacup on a side table. A knitted throw waits for chilly evenings. This corner is an invitation to slow down, to lose yourself in stories. It's proof that the coziest spaces are often the smallest. Where's your favorite spot to curl up with a book? A gilded mirror with peeling paint, a chandelier missing a few crystals, a silk lampshade with a small tear. This cottage embraces faded glamour. These pieces whisper of grander days but wear their age with grace. They remind us that elegance isn't about perfection, it's about presence. Could anything be more stylish than a well-loved treasure? The fireplace, with its soot-stained bricks and carved mantel, is the cottage's heartbeat. Stocked with logs and crowned with candlesticks, it's where stories are told and marshmallows are toasted. Even in summer, it's the focal point, a symbol of warmth and gathering. This isn't just a fireplace, it's a hearth, in every sense of the word. What's your favorite memory around a fire? Look closely, and you'll find surprises: a teacup holding jewelry, a ladder as a towel rack, a window frame repurposed as a mirror. These clever touches make the cottage feel playful and personal. They're proof that decor should spark joy, not follow rules. What's the most unexpected detail in your home? Soft whites, creams, and pale pinks create a serene backdrop, letting textures and vintage finds shine. This isn't a sterile palette, it's a warm one, like sunlight on linen. The colors soothe the soul, making the cottage feel like a perpetual sigh of relief. Could any bold hue compete with this quiet elegance? This home isn't frozen in time, it's always changing. A new flea market find here, a fresh coat of paint there. The cottage reminds us that homes should grow with us, reflecting our journeys. It's not about achieving a finished look, it's about living in the space. How has your home evolved over the years? It's not the size or the grandeur, it's the soul. This cottage captivates because it feels alive, loved, and authentic. It's a reminder that beauty lies in simplicity, that homes should tell stories, and that life's best moments happen in cozy corners. Isn't this the kind of home we all crave? As we say goodbye to this enchanting cottage, let's carry its lessons with us, embrace imperfections, cherish the old, and create spaces that sing to your soul. If this video inspired you, don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment below with your favorite shabby chic treasure. Let's build a community of decor dreamers together. Until next time, keep finding beauty in the everyday. Happy decorating, dear friends.